So let's start with Leftovers.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did that sort of come about? How did you start writing it?
Leftovers was originally an idea of our old guitarist Elias. He came with the riff part of the song, like the intro guitar riff part that's also the same in the chorus. And we kind of liked it, so we started working on that. And well, from the start we knew that this song was kind of different in terms of like verse, because it didn't feel like going down with the tempo and stuff, and you know the whole production just going down wouldn't work for that song. So we kind of figured out, hey, let's do it up tempo, let's do it like pushy, screamy kind of. We tried. Yeah, it was pretty funny, especially the first verse. We didn't know.
It was a different approach than usually, so I think it was
I think we recorded the verse like 2 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And also wrote like different lyrics and
we tried it with rap vocals.
Yeah.
We tried it. You doing rap vocals?
Yeah.
If I'm right. We tried it with normal singing, which also wasn't perfect.
And then we ended up with the rap vocals.
Yeah.
With
And then
screamy.
we kind of ended up. Simon said, "Hey, don't you want to try the rap vocals, but kind of scream a bit?"
Yeah.
And so,
like a little bit pushy.
Yeah, just like a little bit pushy, and so I just, somehow ended up behind the microphone doing that kind of stuff, and it just felt great and sounded great. So that was the final product then.
And the same thing was with the second verse.
Yeah, second verse. We tried like 1,000 different things. You know, sometimes a song is kind of a pain in the ass. Sometimes things just don't work out like you wanted to, and you're trying everything and rewriting parts of the song and re-recording parts of the song, and this was one of them for sure.
Yeah.
So we ended up.
But in the end, we were like very satisfied with the product.
Yeah.
So.
Really. So we like it now.
Yeah.
Now. But
well, that's the main thing.
Kind of a journey.
Okay,
also,
that's good. And
our opening song for live shows, and it's awesome for live shows because the first verse is also pushy and up tempo. It works great. You come on stage, you go from 0 to 100 and stay there like for the whole song. Scream part, scream bridge. People just go insane. It really works great for opening a live set.
And it's also like one of the older songs in the album.
Yeah, it's one of
the ideas.
First ideas that we started working on for this album. Yeah. That's right.
Awesome. And what made you want to put it on the album?
Because we liked it.
You liked it. It was just a good song, you know.
Just one of the best ones.
It's one of the best ones, maybe. Yeah.
My favourite. That's like Dynamite.
We wrote that song during the whole Corona thing. So
it's still alive, it's alright.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, that's one of the newer songs, I guess. So we started writing it in the
pandemic,
during the pandemic.
Pandemic, one of the songs where we weren't together in the studio.
Yeah.
Every single one of us was at home because it was lockdown. So we just sent files back and forth.
Yeah.
And Simon found the how do you call it? The melody.
The synth part of the
synth part. This melody.
Oh yeah.
Simon kind of came up with that one, and we started working from that.
Yeah.
Felt like it should be a heavier song, but not too heavy.
Yeah.
So we just started working on it. The lyrics were, I think, my idea.
And it was also like one of the last things that we on the song.
On the song, it was like lyrics were
so, like,
almost the last thing with it. So I had this idea in mind of first like Dynamite, or no, it was Burn like Dynamite. I'm not sure if it was your idea or mine.
And then Andre like criticized it.
Yeah.
So, like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It's right. It doesn't make any sense.
That's the true thing because actually, burn like dynamite.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense at all, to be honest.
I mean, you're a native speaker.
It doesn't make it's like
Well,
dynamite,
yeah, I suppose
burst,
the way I would see it is sort of like if you burn like dynamite, it's sort of like after the explosion,
Yeah.
Yeah, or
Maybe after the explosion.
where
Yeah.
it's just sort of like the little fizzles at the end,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
so
But to burst, yeah, then yeah, that's the actual explosion.
the original lyrics were burst. Also during the chorus, because now I sing burn like dynamite all the time.
No, the first lyrics were burn. Then,
burn,
Yeah.
right, that way.
And then Andre saw the lyrics and also our recording, and
Yeah.
he said that that doesn't make any sense. And then we tried to find like a synonym, yeah, for this word, and then we came up with burst. But and then we tried to record that vocal
Burst,
line.
yeah. But if you sing burst like dynamite,
Yeah.
burst, it
It
sounds
sounds like shit.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Maybe I'm just a bad singer, but it doesn't sound.
No, you're not. No, I get what you mean. You've got to be comfortable saying it. Otherwise, it's just going to sound shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like good, and so we ended up like using the first version, which is burn like dynamite. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now comes the little tricky thing.
Yeah.
We decided, hey, in the bridge part, which is the most energetic part and like the peak of the whole song, let's make Andre scream burst, because this way we can call the song burst like dynamite, which
One other side.
That was one of the last songs.
I think
like,
it was the last
song. Yeah,
It was the last song we worked on for the whole album.
the whole album.
And we started with the guitar melody, the intro guitar melody.
Yeah.
On that one. Yeah.
Which you can hear also during the verse.
Yeah.
Of the low
Exactly.
verses. And that was the start of the song.
That was the start, like the first idea.
Then we came to low guitars.
Yeah. Holy shit. Simon just came with the idea, and so in this key, you know. The thing is, if you play a riff on a guitar, you have the lowest string on your guitar has some key, has some tune.
Right.
Well,
Normally it's
if you want, normally it's a knee, so that's like whatever. You don't need to know it, but normally it's pretty high. Let's say it like that. The lowest tune on guitar is not that low. It's pretty high. And Simon came up with the idea, hey, let's make the song in a key that is like freaking low, and let's tune down this guitar so like it doesn't sound even good anymore. So
but it sounds nasty. That's the thing.
So I had to come up with a solution to make the guitar sound good in that key, which was pretty hard because it's like almost an octave down.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
It worked though.
For a sound tech and guitarist, you know. Well, whatever.
It worked out okay, didn't it?
The virtual instrument was able to do it.
Yeah.
Let's
Playing
look
that
at
song live is just such a pain in the ass because you have to tune down the guitar, you know. We do it with campers though.
Yeah,
it's
that's now the
pretty
technical
cool.
part
Yeah,
of
it's
the whole
technical
thing.
part.
But
Nowadays you can just push a button and
it gets
turn
tuned
something
down.
and it gets tuned down.
Yeah.
It feels pretty
That takes the fun out of it though, doesn't it?
yeah, it lacks a bit of sound this way, so it sounds a bit muddy.
Yeah, but it's okay for live.
It's okay for live. I mean, that's pretty much Andres' song.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
half
there are
of
a lot of stream vocals
of
on
it,
there.
yeah. something we've never done before, and it's also the mix between scream vocals and then me singing. We've never done something like that, and it was the first time, and it was great.
It worked pretty well.
First, couldn't think about how it would end up. You wrote the lyrics, and I wasn't sure if it would sound great or not.
We had the idea to combine the two as a vocalist.
I wasn't sure how that would turn out, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was kind of an experiment, I think.
Yeah,
but it ended up pretty well, in my opinion. So. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's the main thing. That's good. Ended up on the album, so it did be good, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Fall for You.
Ooh.
That's, I think, the oldest song.
That's
on the album.
the oldest one on the album. Fall for You was also originally an idea of our old guitarist Elias.
Yeah.
It was for a girl he liked at the time.
It's also like an idea that we wanted to use on our first EP called Prophecy.
Yes, right.
But we didn't use it back then.
Yeah.
So
that idea is so old, we almost put it on the EP in 2019.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, blimey.
Yeah,
so you've been sitting on that one a little while then?
We actually wanted to put it on the EP, we just didn't do it because an EP is just up to 6 tracks.
Oh.
We put 7 tracks on an EP, it's an album.
Yeah.
So we ended up
not using it.
Using it because the other songs were better, or we wanted them
we
to
were
be out.
satisfied with this 6 songs.
So we thought about, hey, let's save it up for an album
or later.
something.
Yeah. And so we did that.
Yeah, we did that. I wanted to say it was written for a girl Elias liked at the time. And he had like kind of mixed feelings if it would be a good idea to really fall in love with her and try to, be a couple with her, and stuff, or it was a bad idea. So he was not sure about that. So he ended up writing, "Darling, if I'd fall for you, will it feel like flying, or will I hit the ground?"
Damn.
That's pretty much.
That's deep.
It's not that deep. It's just
Yeah.
No, it's good. It is a good song. Did it work out with the girl, or?
No, he never dated the girl.
Oh, I feel quite bad.
As I know, at least.
I know. I don't know.
I think he tried, but she didn't really wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor boy.
Poor boy. Very nice. I think he's great now.
Yeah.
He's fine. What, like, sort of musically putting it together, was it he had the lyrics and you came up with the music, or?
I think he had this idea with the guitar during the chorus.
He had the
vocal line and also the lyrics for the chorus.
Yeah, he had the lyrics for the chorus, pretty much the chords for the chorus and the melody.
Yeah.
The vocal line.
And so, yeah.
It's a pretty big part of him,
Yeah.
And he didn't know what to do with it, so he gave it to us, and we kind of figured it out and started writing a verse for it and a bridge and everything. So put it together, basically.
Okay, so next, what is that? Boundaries.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites from the album. Really fun for me to play live because I play guitar in that one live. Boundaries is also an older song, but we wrote that during a contest, actually. We participated in a contest, in a local band contest with a couple of bands, and we won that contest, by the way.
Oh, excellent. Of course.
Of course. No. The thing was, we came to this contest with I think Fall for You was actually the song we came. Yeah, we like
older version of the song. Yeah.
We represented us there and told them, yeah, that's the song we want to work on. And they said, no, the song is already finished. What do you want to do? It was Fall for You. So we had to come up with a new song in 2 days. We really had to produce, write, and do everything in 2 days. Which is not a lot of time to write a song, produce it, and everything. So we were sitting in a room with 3 people. Like it was me, Simon, and Elias, and we just were writing like crazy. And you know, producing, everyone had their own laptop and audio interface and stuff. Like everybody, so every one of us was in one corner of the room. For himself. Then every, I don't know, 2 hours or every hour we just had to switch to files and show each other what we did and new stuff and stuff. And the coaches were like coming in, just looking at us, listening a bit, going out, not saying anything. It was interesting. It was really stressful. But we ended up finishing that song in pretty much 2 days. Obviously, that's not the version we put on the album. We re-recorded some things. We
rearranged
some things.
You spent some proper time on it.
I think we also did the vocal.
I think only 1 or 2 parts of the vocals.
Yeah, we recorded mostly the vocals, everything but the chorus. That's also cool. Most of the chorus of that song, also like the vocal part of the chorus of the song, are one takes. Like it's really just me behind the microphone singing it in one take. I don't think we even made like maybe 2 takes, but that was it. Usually, if you record vocals, you record a lot of takes. That one was just under pressure.
Especially for doing hard vocals.
Especially for doing hard vocals like raspy vocals. I usually have to take a couple of more takes. But we like the vocals. We recorded during the contest, and so we ended up.
Okay, so you put a lot of effort into that one then.
It felt great to write a song, record it, and everything in 2 days. That was crazy, a crazy feeling.
But the thing is also, like, if you're not having that much time, you're just doing the things that you know that are going to work.
That's right.
And that, I think, is one of the few
downsides
during the process of making the song.
Right.
And that we also needed to find a solution afterwards. Right. When we got back home and to work on the song here.
Yeah, usually we try to have something genius in every song, you know. We want to have some, I don't know, some melody, some riff, some awesome vocal line, some awesome vocals, whatever. We try to make something special in every song. And the thing is, during the songwriting, because we were under pressure, we just made the things that work. Like things we knew that would work. So maybe it's not that genius than some other songs, but it's alright. It's cool. It's, as I said, a cool song to play live.
If you're like trying to write a song, or if you're doing the production of a song, sometimes you need the time to try a few things. Right. And also, like, sometimes they don't work, and sometimes they're like very good.
Yeah, so as I said before, sometimes you like make a part of a song 3 times until you're
ready and happy with the result.
Yeah. Well, you've got to like it, haven't you? To obviously put it on the album and things. It's got to sound right to you, definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was also, good enough.
Like, of course. But if you're like hearing a song 1,000 times, let's say like that.
A number,
a number. You're trying to you're getting used to it. So it's like not that easy to switch the part afterwards.
Yeah.
That's also like
you don't recognize that some part maybe isn't that good because you're so
used to hear it. Yeah. And you're like working on a new song, and you're like giving yourself the time to write it, and you're like doing a lot of decisions at the moment.
Yeah.
We're working on it, and I think that was one of the problems during that process. But it was an experience.
Yeah.
So let's keep it like that. Yeah.
Next, Arrive.
Woo! Oh, Arrive!
That's a nice
Arrive isn't even a studio recording. Arrive is just a recording that I made on my phone at home. You can even hear my clock. You know, I have a clock on the wall at home.
Yeah.
You can hear the clock ticking in the background if you listen really, really closely.
Yeah, that's a nice detail.
Yeah. Basically, an idea I just had, and as I usually do, I record my ideas on my phone so I don't forget them and I can come back to them at some point in the studio. And
Oh
work.
yeah.
So I just made that recording, and during the process of making the album, we obviously went through my phone recordings, like the ideas I recorded on my phone, and I found that one, and I was like, that's awesome. I think we have to make a transition track out of it or something. And so we tried a couple of things, and I recorded it new for the sake of putting it on the album.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't feel right. It wasn't that good. So actually, we said, okay, we're just gonna use
we ended
this
up using
one.
the phone recording. Yeah.
Let's just use the phone recording. I manipulated it a bit, so like I EQ'd it and compressed it a bit and made it sound better.
Yeah.
But was the original recording I made, like, I don't know, at some point, maybe it's home. I don't know.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
That is quite impressive.
Oh right, I remember somebody was like, how you say that? Ringing on the doorbell, basically.
Right.
After I finished like the last note of the idea. So on the original recording, you can't hear that on the album, but the recording I have, you can hear at the end like the ringing of my doorbell because somebody was trying to get to me.
Where are we? Animals. I love this one.
Yeah. Woo, heavy track.
Yeah,
it's also a
an old
COVID
guitar.
track.
Yeah, it's a COVID track and also an old
riff idea, yeah.
Guitar idea.
Yeah. So we started with the riff basically, and we wanted to make it sound really epic. I think Animal is the song on the record that is like the most epic song.
Yeah, and there's also like a reason for that, because Animal was the first track that we worked on after we purchased a few new
sounds
libraries.
Library.
Because like we're like doing the whole production by ourselves, and need a few libraries, a few sounds that
inspire you. New sounds just help you to be creative.
Yeah,
you know?
they're like virtual instruments.
Yeah,
and because of that, we wanted to try everything out. And that's also like the reason, because there are like so many different sounds on that song.
It's crazy. But I would love to show you the session for it, because inside, I don't know the exact count, but I think it's about 200 tracks on that
200 different tracks.
Yeah.
200.
Oh right, yeah.
Tracks, mostly just different instruments and like software instruments.
Only a few transitions. And short parts.
And you know, some short parts had like 30 instruments. It's insane. Yeah, we wanted to try out the new toolbox. Like.
Well, yeah, that's good. Is it one that you play live as well?
Yeah.
With backing tracks.
It's the last song.
We played it as last song. For the last show.
Well, that's a good one to end on.
Yeah. It's like so energetic.
You know, I'm usually standing on the stage and telling people, you scream with me, animal, with all people to call it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, well, we got Broken Pieces.
Ooh, Broken Pieces was a song we originally produced for a client of us.
Alright.
We also wrote that song. It was just like co-wrote it with him, so it was both of us writing it. And we liked it that much that we said, hey, don't you want to be a feature artist on our album and like let us do our version of it, and you know, you sing a bit as backing vocals and as And he was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. So
Okay.
he used it.
Yeah.
And made it a little bit better. You can actually hear the original version of that song on his Spotify account. So if you go like on our Spotify account and you search for the song, you can see the Aaron, his name is Aaron. You can see
Yeah.
name linked there. If you click on the profile, you can listen to the song in his version. Like he's the singer, then obviously, and screamer and everything.
All right.
Yeah, you can try that. It's different, but it's also cool. Yeah.
Okay. Last December.
Last December
Damn.
is, I think, the song with the most feels. Yeah, that's what we tried to do with the video. Actually,
Yeah.
we wanted to put those feelings that the song already has into the video,
And there's also like a fun story behind the beginning of the song, because
Okay.
like during
I don't know about that. He knows.
I think I told you
You told me.
once.
Okay.
It was also during COVID, and I
Yeah.
was like sitting at home, and sometimes I was just going through old photos and videos that I had on my computer, and then I ended up like seeing a video when I was I think it was in Dublin. Yeah.
Oh right. Hear about the
Yeah,
song.
yeah. I was in Dublin, and I was like 13 years old back then, and I was like filming a street artist on the streets who was playing like a pretty interesting guitar. It was a self-made guitar, and he was playing like that. And
All right.
there were like some pretty interesting harmonies that he was playing there. And then when I was like hearing that, some kind of a melody came into my mind, and then that was the start of Last December. Also, like at the beginning of
Yeah,
the song,
the intro of the song.
the intro of the song. Yeah.
It's also the same part as in the verse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was, I just wanted to tell you. It was pretty interesting.
That is very cool. That is cool.
Yeah.
But like, where did the feelings for it come? Was it because of COVID, you was all feeling a bit crap?
Maybe it was that, but maybe also like a little bit nostalgic. I think when I was going through all of that old stuff, and so like the whole mood was, I think,
I also remember you sent it to me during lockdown, so I remember opening it and hearing it for the first time without vocals. Obviously, it was just the verse, the instrumental part, not even the whole instrumental part, just parts of the instrumental part. Now, but I remember it was so awesome, so right into the feels, you know. I instantly came up with the lyrics for the chorus,
and also with the vocal line,
and the vocal line for the chorus. Like 20 minutes later, I had that ready.
Yeah, and then you sent it back to me.
And I sent it back to you.
And then there was like a phone call.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and I heard it when he was sending me like the vocal parts, and I think I was thinking, that's it.
That's it.
That's the vocal.
That's how to do it.
Like the lyrics. And then we started writing the vocal melodies for the verse, also the lyrics.
Finished the song basically.
The production of the song.
I think we finished the studio.
Yeah,
in the studio.
Yeah.
So like a couple of weeks, months later. Pandemic,
Awesome. Okay.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
One of my favorites of the album.
It is a very beautiful song.
There's like also an interesting part of when you're writing or when you're working on a song like Last December or also like Shadow Waters, especially at the beginning, the first stage, let's call it like that, when you're like doing all of the first steps of the song. It's getting pretty emotional when you're working on that. And it's not that easy to stay focused during that time, I think. But if you're like pushing yourself and trying to finish it during that process, I think it's the most how do you call it? Emotion, yeah. All of that emotions come through the song, I think, in my opinion. And yeah, last December I think is a pretty good.
And Shallow Waters.
And yeah,
Definitely. They are both beautiful songs. It's Blacked Out.
Blacked Out. Yeah, that's
One of the older
I
songs.
think our favorite. Both
Yeah.
our favorite, yeah, our favorite song. It's still just an awesome song. It has so many elements to it that are like new or kind of, you know, every few seconds there you can hear something new.
Yeah.
And it still works together. It's not like you get thrown off by all new parts. It still works. So we have scream vocals, we have clean vocals, we have like falsetto vocals, we have a heavy bridge part, we have a riff, we have a melodic chorus, we have melodic
and we had also like Andre
verses.
vocals for the first time.
Yeah, right. First song with Andre.
Yeah. But back then as a featuring.
Back then as a featuring, yeah. Right.
He was not in
He
the
was
band.
not
back then.
actually. He was not in the band back then.
Yeah.
When we
He was just a friend
recorded
of
it.
us.
He was just a friend, and he then turned into a band member.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, because your old guitarist, he left, didn't he?
Left.
Yeah.
And was there much like time between him leaving and Andre coming in? Or?
Oh, there was actually
Just a few
Andre
months.
played a couple of shows with us. We were in 4, and then Elias left, and
Yeah.
we kind of made Andre officially a part of the band.
Yes. So last one then, Shallow Waters.
Yeah.
The other highly emotional one.
It's also a highly emotional one. Shadow Waters, like I don't remember how we came up with the idea, but what I can tell you is the whole message of the song was we were in a spot where we didn't know what to do
Yeah.
as a band,
And how to continue.
how to continue, how to work, because you know it was the pandemic. It was also not just the pandemic. It was also we just dropped the EP. It worked okay-ish, but not really good. So we didn't know. Hey, should we make another record? Should we? As you can also imagine, there's a lot of money also put into making a record. So and videos and stuff. It also costs
And
some
a
money.
lot of work. Yeah.
A lot of work, and we were not sure if we can still do that and want to do that. So I don't know, it kind of felt a little bit like a goodbye, that song, to us. But at the same time, I don't know what to do. It was just a depressing time, I
Yeah.
think. Especially because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Because we had some things fixed, like some shows, some important shows, also some deals with record labels and stuff. We already had that common, but because of the pandemic, all of the things got cancelled. Because labels had to like focus on themselves and try to work with the money for themselves, try to keep alive, you know, keep their head above water. And obviously, touring and shows wasn't possible at all.
Yeah.
So
Especially for new artists.
yeah, so
or
we
for
were
smaller
there
artists.
without anything, just
Yeah.
a couple of random guys in North Italy making music. And I think we put that kind of depression into the song. And that's the whole story behind the song, I think.
Yeah. To describe that type of feeling when you're not like that confident anymore.
Yeah.
The things that you think that are good for you are not really made for.
Well, yeah, because everything was basically put on hold. No one knew what was going on, really, did they? And it was all just a mess.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it. It definitely comes out in the song, like the sort of like a mental health sort of thing as well in there. I think a few people that I've played it to have been like, that's quite deep.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
So
Also-
yeah, it's definitely felt.
The song starts with sometimes I feel like giving up when I'm on my own. I can't. I
Can't relate to all
can
the things
relate to all the things.
that once made me whole.
It's like
That's like
that's a message,
that's
you know.
the key line,
Yeah, indeed.
Remember the now I know how we came up with the idea. It was also an idea, at least the guitar part, you know, the intro, like the intro of the acoustic guitar, was an idea of Elias, and he wrote that song after he somebody told him that one of his friends died because of suicide. So
Right.
that's how he started with the idea. He just had the guitar. Like he told us he heard about it and just
Then he
took the guitar because he had to do something and kind of, you know,
trying to process
the whole thing.
Oh,
And then
wow.
his pattern on or started strumming and doing some playing, and that was how we came up with the final
idea.
whole idea. Yeah. It was just a guitar part that we then used to make the whole track, and obviously you can kind of still hear this message or like feelings.
Yeah.
No, it is. Well, it's such a good song.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I really like it.